Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I'm sharing with you my end of the month reading reflections for the month of October 2022. This is basically a summary of my reading during the month. I'll give you a few soft stats, and then I will give you very short summarized reviews of my best and worst books of the month. If you'd like to hear about all of the books that I've read during the month, you can check out my DSIS-19 diaries, which are linked down in the description box below, and that's where I review all of the books that I have all of the books that I have read during the month, or at least talk about my thoughts on them. I wouldn't call them reviews because they're not like, super professional or anything like that, but I definitely give you a lot of my thoughts on what I've read. So if you're interested in any of the books that I will show you right now, you can check those out. Again, linked down in the description box below. So in no particular order, these are all of the books that I read in the month of October. Five Nights at Freddy's, The Twisted Ones by Scott Cawthon and Kira Breed Risley. This is the second book in the Five Nights at Freddy's books. Five Nights at Freddy's, The Fourth Closet. This is also by Scott Cawthon and Kira Breed Risley. This is the third book in the trilogy of Five Nights at Freddy's. I read volume 2 of My Happy Marriage by Akumi Agi Togi. This is a light novel published by Yen On, rated ages 13 and up, so that is teen. I read Frostbite, which is the second book in the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead. Volume 1 of Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches by Miki Yoshikawa. This one is published by Kodansha, rated older teen. I read 14 volumes of Devil's Line. This is by Ryo Hanada. I would say this is rated ages 16 and up, published by Vertical. It doesn't actually say that on a majority of the volumes, but I'll just tell you right now, that is my thought. This series should be rated ages 16 and up. For the Monochrome Manga Club, I read Volume 1 of Set Off of the End, Vampire Reign, story by Takaya Kagami, art by Yamato Yamamoto, storyboards by Daisuke Furuya. This one's published by Viz, rated teen. Nope, older teen. I also read for the Monochrome Manga Club Ghost Reaper Girl Volume 1, story and art by Akisa Saike. This one is published by Viz, rated older teen. I read volumes 7 and 8 of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. This is by Koyoharu Gotoge, published by Viz, rated teen. And then for finishing out the Monochrome Manga Club reads, we read volume 7 of the Eternal Edition of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon by Naoko Takeuchi. This one is published by Kodansha, rated teen. I also read Museum Volume 1. This one is published by Kodansha, rated mature. And to finish out the month, I read Crave Volume 1, or number 1 in the series, by Tracy Wolff. That's the first book in the Crave series. So that is everything that I read. If you're interested to hear my thoughts on the Monochrome Manga Club selections, I do have a dedicated video for those. So that is also linked down in the description box below, but everything else is also linked from my DSIS-19 diaries in the description box below. If you're interested in a particular title, I always put in the description box of each diary entry which books I am talking about. So in case you're only interested in a particular one, you can go and check out the description box for those, or sometimes the thumbnail will show you, but not always. But yes, you can find out which books I'm actually talking about in the description box of each of the videos linked down in the description box below. So let's get to some stats. So of the star ratings of the month, I had 5 2-star reads, 1 4.5-star read, 8 4-star reads, 13 3.5-star reads, and 2 3-star reads. So that's pretty good. I did change some of my ratings upon reflection at the end of the month for some of the books or mangas that I had rated 4 stars. So if that doesn't jive with what you've heard me talk about in my DSIS-19 diaries, that is why. I read 16 things during the month of October, which is a really great number, especially considering how much of a slump I've been in over the last 10 months. I don't know if this is my like highest number of reads so far in a month this year, because I've only started doing these end of month reading reflections recently, but it is definitely the highest of the videos of this type that I have done so far. So that's great. It's up from 16 things in the month of September. So 10 extra things read in a month, that I think is really, really good. It's making me feel a lot more positive about the fact that I'm coming out of my reading slump, or at least I think I am. So we're on the right track. I read 6,559 pages total. That's up from 4,158 pages. I read 21 volumes of manga, up from 11 volumes. And then I read 5 novels, which remained the same from the month of September. So I do still need to check my number of novels read so far, because I do like to read 52 novels in the year. I think I'm on track to reach that by the end of the year, but I do need to go through and do an actual check to make sure that I am. But 5 novels in the month is about right. So yeah, I think I'm on track with that. Of the things that I read 1 thing from Kindle Unlimited and 25 things that I owned. So that's great too. I think I read 2 of the things digitally, and the rest of the things were physical or combination physical and audio. So I think that was a really great reading month for me. As of right now, I'm sitting on 154 things read in the year. So yeah, that includes all of the manga and the novels that I read. So I think I'm doing really, really well as we close out the year. I'm really glad that I think I'm coming out of my reading slump, because that was just brutal. It was the longest reading slump I think I've had the entire time I've had my channel. So yeah, really good all the way around. I think that participating in the Camp Crystal Lake readathon and the manga freak-a-thon really helped me out. I will say that I wasn't really good about filling out my bingo board for the manga freak-a-thon, but I do think that I read a lot of things that could be considered more like Halloweenish, like Devil's Line, 14 volumes of vampires, set off of the end, vampires, Demon Slayer, you've got demons, which I would consider Halloween-ish. Go Supergirl's got ghosts and ghouls and demons, and Sailor Moon also has what I would consider demons. So all the way around, a very good reading month. I really enjoyed both readathons, and I will participate in them if and when they come around next year, because it was just an awesome time. And I really think participating in both of those readathons helped me increase the amount of reads that I did in the month of October. So now let's get to my really summarized and quick thoughts about my highest rated and lowest rated reads of the month. So we'll start off with the lowest rated reads, because we don't want to end this video on a bad note. So I told you I had 2 3-star reads. So that was my lowest rated reads of the month. One of them, you know what I'm going to say. It is Sailor Moon. So I haven't talked about this in the last 2, I think, end of the month reading wrap-ups or end of the month reading reflections videos, because I feel like I'm always talking about this as my lowest rated book of the month. And that's because it is. So this particular volume, we've got the same stuff happening again and again and again. And after some things that happened earlier in the series, that kind of has changed the tone of a lot of the stuff that I read in this series now. So in this particular volume, we have more of Chibiusa and her inappropriate thoughts about her father. We have a pedophile Pegasus. If you read this volume, you know what I'm talking about. And we also have a scene where Usagi, who is a freshman in high school, spends the night at Mamo-chan's house. And Mamo-chan is a freshman in university. Totally inappropriate. I just can't with a lot of the stuff that happens in this series as far as the relationship stuff goes. The battling and the magical girl thing is okay. I do enjoy seeing the new villains and the new arcs and what they're after this time and things like that. I don't enjoy the relationship stuff. I don't enjoy seeing Usagi and Chibiusa and Mamo-chan acting like together. Being together, going about their lives together. I mean, the things that Chibiusa thinks about Mamo-chan really get on my nerves and is really inappropriate and disgusting. And so when we get to this volume, she not only has that, but she also thinks about her mother's naked body and how, she wants to have breasts and things like the curves, things like that. And I'm just like, really? I don't want to be reading stuff like that. So again, this one bugged me. 3 stars. It's pushing the 2.5. It really, really is. I really love the covers. The covers on this series is gorgeous. There's also something that I don't quite understand that happened with the 3 older Sailor Scouts that are separate. And it's really unclear what the intention is in those scenes. So I'm not quite sure about some of the messages that are being sent in this series as well, which is also making that series unenjoyable for me. And yeah, so my lowest read of the month, and then volume 6 of Devil's Line. So this is like in the middle section of this series. I really feel like this volume had nothing to offer. It was a lot of relationship drama. And that's pretty much it. This was about the point in the series where I was just getting really irritated with the fact that we weren't getting what I wanted out of the series. Or I should say, I wasn't getting what I wanted out of the series. Because I thought this series was about the war between vampires and humans. And how our main couple was trying to overcome those stigmas and the danger that our human female is in because she is with a half vampire and things like that. And the people that are trying to take out her boyfriend because he is half vampire. But that's not what this series is about. This series is about relationships. Relationships between our main character, yes, but also our main 2 people and their relationship with other people that we meet in the series, other characters' relationships with each other. Some of them have long histories. Some of them, their backstories intertwine. It's just about a lot of relationships and not what I thought it was. So anyway, in the midst of this series, I don't feel like this volume really gave all that much. We get a backstory. Again, there's a lot of backstories given. There's a lot of relationship drama. And that is pretty much it. So, yeah. This was my other lowest rated read of the month. And that whole series ended up being a 3.5 for me. Just so that you know. So that's 14 volumes of 3.5 star reads. But or I should say 13 volumes, because that particular one only got 3. So my highest rated read of the month, I said there were 2. They were both Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. So I've talked about this a lot in the Desus 19 Diaries entry that's listed down in the description box below, because I don't do these in the series first impressions videos because they're not first in a series reads. But we're reading this as a series for the Monochrome Manga Club, and I really, really enjoy the series. This series is up there with like Bleach, on the level of Bleach for me. I look forward to every volume and seeing what's going on, and I just feel for the characters. Like, if you know, you know. I wasn't expecting what happened in this volume to have happened this early in the series. I mean, when you look at it, it's not really early, but it still feels early. Like, I feel like we didn't get enough time with these characters for something like what happened in volume 8 to have happened. So it was really, really kind of heart-wrenching for me to read. And I just really am enjoying reading this series. I did put this off for a very long time because of the hype. But I'm reading it now and really enjoying it. And that's pretty much all I've got to say on that. So that's everything that I have to talk to you about today. Let me know down in the comments below what you participated in the month of October. Did you get a lot of your holiday or Halloween spooky reads in? I wouldn't say that I did, but I did read a lot of vampires. Let me know what your highest and lowest rated reads of the month were. Let me know how your stats ended up if you do stats at the end of the month, because I'd really love to see those as well. If nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a pig emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.